Thank you, Dr. Samuel. I'm going to join with Dr. Samuel in extending a big thank you, first of all, to the BVIHSA team for the advocacy work and all the effort that went into the budget preparation. Thank the Ministry of Health for advocating on our behalf, and special thanks to the Ministry of Finance and to you, Honorable Wheatley, for, as Dr. Samuel said, hearing our cry. We know that this is going to go a long way in us serving the public, and that is why we're here with the excitement we have today. Smile, everybody. There you go. At this time, we're going into the first signing, and that will be the Memorandum of Understanding. This document will be signed between the Ministry of Health and Social Development. Honorable Wheatley will sign on this document. Interim CEO Dr. June Samuel will also sign, and Chief Executive Officer of the RDA will also be signing on the Memorandum of Understanding. It will be witnessed by Premier and Minister of Finance, Honorable Dr. Natalia Wheatley, and Bishop John Klein, member of the BVIHSA Board, and Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Ms. Tasha Bertie, will be signing on the MOU. And just to echo the information, Mr. McMaster mentioned that in the initial phase, we're going to carry out work, well, RDA, it will be carrying out work on the roof of the annex and the main lobby at the Major Peebles wing that will take you up to the second floor where the specialty clinics will be relocated, and also to connect the generator to that building. And just for a bit of information as well, the second floor will also double as a quarantine ward. So in the event of a pandemic or any kind of infectious disease, we will easily be able to accommodate and provide service to persons in that regard. I'm not sure if you have had an opportunity to read the fine print, but in the event funding run out, you guys are also committing to covering the cost. First document down, that was our Memorandum of Understanding. Next, we're going to have our Statement of Requirement, and this document will be signed by Acting Chief Executive Officer, Dr. June Samuel, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health and Social Development, Ms. Tasha Bertie, and Chief Executive Officer, RDA, Mr. Anthony McMaster. Our third and final document is our deed of contribution. This document will be signed by Acting Chief Executive Officer Dr. June Samuel. It will also be signed by trustees representing ATU General Trust and will be witnessed by the chairman of the RDA, Mr. McMaster. Okay, so CEO McMaster will be witnessing Dr. June Samuel's signature. Oh, that was quick. Quick money goes. Now that you have signed your lives away, it is now time for me to invite to the lectern the gentleman who is responsible for, because money makes the building go up. And welcome to the lectern, Premier and Minister of Finance, Honorable Natalia D. Whately.
Good afternoon, everyone. Certainly an honor and a privilege to be among those charged with the responsibility of safeguarding our health in this community. I salute all of you. Allow me to recognize the Minister for Health and Social Development, Honorable Vincent Wheatley, as Permanent Secretary, Bishop Klein, Member of the Board, CEO of the Health Services Authority, Dr. Samuel, CEO of the RDA, Brother McMaster, and the rest of your team. And all other specially invited guests, of course, staff of the Health Services Authority, staff of the RDA, and Kathy here providing support through the power of JTV. Yes. You didn't want to be identified, Kathy. You want to identify everybody else. You don't want to be identified. So let me express my gratitude for all you do at the Health Services Authority to safeguard our health. Our goal here in the Virgin Islands is to build a model democracy, a model society. And certainly central to that has to do with building a system of ensuring good health and well-being for all of our citizens and residents. And certainly you cannot do that without having the proper, not only facilities, but systems that would be able to support good health. And, you know, we all have family members. We have members of our community. We understand the importance of good health. And we also know the impact of when we are not able to maintain good health and well-being. And anyone who's had the opportunity or had the occasion of having to access services from the Health Services Authority would know the importance of being able to get quality service. And I thank you for the service that you provide to the community every day. Of course, we would have built a quality institution here somewhere around, I believe, 2014 or so. It would have been finished. And I've spoken to the person who have traveled from different countries and who walk in healthcare institutions and other places, and they tell you that this facility is a quality facility. And we have that responsibility of ensuring that this facility, which quite a bit of resources was invested into, we have the responsibility to ensure that it is well equipped and that it is well staffed with individuals who are well compensated and competent and passionate about delivering services. We recognize that we're not where we need to be as yet, but of course, we have to have an aspiration of being able to get where we need to go as quickly as possible for the benefit of our community. That is why I'm certainly overjoyed and I'm happy that we've been able to take a step. And certainly the fact that we're able to take a step doesn't mean that we don't have further steps to take. But certainly every time we take a step, it's a positive, it's progress towards our ultimate goal. And we just have to keep making steps. But this is a significant step. I'm told by the minister that this is the most significant investment in the infrastructure of these facilities since the actual construction of the hospital. And that's a significant step. That's a step in the right direction. But we know that there's so much more that needs to happen. For instance, to have a properly funded health services authority, we recognize that we have to make amendments and changes to our national health insurance. I know in cabinet, the minister, and in conversations with the Health Services Authority and the NHI, that significant steps have been taken to make that a reality, including reestablishing the contract committee. And we expect some amendments to be made to the legislation so that the agreement, some amendments to be made to the agreement and amendments to be made to legislation that will facilitate the proper funding of this health services authority. And we're hopeful that with that will follow lots of other improvements and changes. But we are committed, and I'm grateful to the work that the minister is doing, and it will be impactful, and it will, I would say, result in some of the improvements which persons at the Health Services Authority are hoping for. Let me also assert my confidence in the Recovery and Development Agency. I'm always very happy when institutions and ministries of departments choose to use the RDA to be able to facilitate the successful execution of projects. The RDA has demonstrated since its inception that it gives good value for money. Some persons may not think so, but I always look at some instances when the RDA is not used, and I would have to say in comparison, I would say RDA certainly would have given better value for money. And this is the reason why we are going to not only extend the life of the RDA, but transform it into the Virgin Islands Development Agency to facilitate much more of the major projects. Of course, we'll have minor projects which ministries, statutory boards, etc. will execute on their own. But the major projects, we look to the RDA for your leadership, for your direction, for your guidance, and for your good management in delivering these projects, as has been said before, on budget and on time. Thank you, Brother McMaster. I also, in their absence, thank the members of the board. And in fact, we do have a member of the board here, which is here in a dual capacity. Bishop John Klein is a member of the board, so he'll certainly pass on my thanks to the members of the board and the entire organization for the work that you do. And we're hopeful with this $100 million loan that we recently secured that we'll have a lot more work flowing your way. Okay? So again, let me just say, I know for many of you at the Health Services Authority, you have asserted very strongly that you need support. And I believe very strongly that this signing ceremony signals that more support is coming. And as Dr. Samuel said, there's a lot more work that needs to be done, and we commit to doing what needs to be done to raise the standard of health service delivery in this territory. So God's blessings upon these projects and their successful execution, and God's blessings upon the people of the Virgin Islands.
Thank you, Premier Wheatley. Premier said something that caught my attention, and I know for BVIHSA staff members that are here, I know you heard it too. Premier said that you should be well compensated, and I know the Minister and the PS will be jumping on that right away. Don't let it go cold, please. One more time, please give it up for our panelists. And with that, I want to extend on behalf of the BVI Health Services Authority a big thank you to each of you for joining us today and for contributing to the initiation of this remarkable move to improve the infrastructure, mainly of the Annex and the major Peebles wings of the Dr. Deolanda Smith Hospital. I want to thank each of you for coming. In the interest of time, we're going to move now to the group photo, and then we close out. So once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, everyone, for sharing in this moment. We appreciate you. And I think, do we stand in front of the table for the group photo, or you prefer to remain seated? We'll stand in front of the table, all right? I also agree with Premier Wheatley on the RDA being a very effective body in the BVI, always delivering with superior quality. So, and I know in conversation with Dr. June Samuel, that is why the organization agreed to go with the RDA for this project. Thank you. One more time, can you give them a round of applause? Thank you, everybody, for coming out and sharing in this moment. We appreciate you. Have a good afternoon.